Welcome back to another episode of Chop Logic. We are here. It is I, Tevin Chapo. Friends call me Chop, and I want to thank you for coming back to another episode of our show, Chop Logic, where we get to the logic of things my very own special Chop way. And today, lordy, hey, listen. Today's gonna be one of them ones. All right. Shout out to everybody doing their thing out here in the content creation space. We talk a lot about the different avenues of content creation, whether it be podcasters or videographers or photographers. But today we gotta talk about some OnlyFans. All right. OnlyFans, the fans of the onlys. Okay. So, we all know what OnlyFans is. Let's be mature about it for a second. Obviously, OnlyFans is a platform where you can exclusively sell content, right? Now, it's getting the connotation right now for more sexually suggestive content being sold on the platform. Now, there are other people who don't do sexually explicit content on the platform. I believe Bandman Kevo had OnlyFans at one point where he was giving out credit advice. I'm not going to speak too much on that, but because credit advice is a whole nother episode. But nevertheless, it's just an exclusive platform, kind of like a Patreon or anywhere else where you could just have your content be exclusively sold or held, right? But because it gets the connotation of being a sexually explicit site, a lot of people go there in terms of selling suggestive content, right? You know what I mean? So essentially a form of sex work, if that makes sense. And I hope that I talked about this late enough in the episode that we don't get any type of YouTube questionable things happening. But OnlyFans is a thing that everybody knows about, no matter how taboo it may or may not be at this point, right? So we all want to kind of pretend like OnlyFans is just like living in its own little pocket. And honestly, OnlyFans, just like everything else in content creation, is just another lane for monetization, right? Now, if you're doing OnlyFans and you are successful, congratulations, you are the top 1% of people in OnlyFans. All right. So for one, I want to make sure that I'm clear when I say this. OnlyFans as a profession is just as difficult as doing anything else in content creation. All right. So imagine being a podcaster and trying to monetize your podcast. Imagine being a videographer and trying to monetize your business as a videographer. Imagine trying to be a photographer, being in any other content creative space. Imagine being a YouTuber. That's another example, a YouTuber. It is insanely difficult to be considered successful in these spaces, especially successful in the avenue of making livable money. Most people who do YouTube or do videography or do anything like that only make but so much money a year, not even enough to pay their bills. All right. Realistically, as a YouTuber, you probably on average, most YouTubers don't even make $1,000 a year off of YouTube. All right. So when you see all these bigger platforms, and it seems like there's a lot of them, but realistically, there are so many more platforms that are not as successful. You feel what I'm saying? And OnlyFans is the exact same way. OnlyFans, it seems like a successful avenue to make money in the content creation space, especially if you're a woman, especially if you are attractive or, just relatively attractive, or you have attractive features, you may consider doing OnlyFans, right? But here's the thing. OnlyFans takes a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of energy. And realistically, again, only the top 1% of people in OnlyFans realistically make money, So you got to keep these things in mind, because a lot of people think that it's just another avenue for you to get rich off of. Like if you have viable attributes, or you're trying to show off your curves, or you're very voluptuous. I'm trying my best to not use explicit verbiage in this episode, and let me know in the comments how well I'm doing right now. But if you have certain features that you feel like you can monetize off of on the internet, by presenting them through OnlyFans or through social media in general, that may seem like a way that you can make money. But again, most people who do it don't succeed in doing it, right? The amount of time and effort you have to spend shooting that type of content, marketing that type of content. So not only do you have to shoot it, but you still have to go into different avenues like an Instagram or a TikTok or YouTube or anywhere else and essentially market yourself in such ways that people will want to pay for your OnlyFans. That is not easy, okay? And when you add the fact that this is all sex-based, it makes it 10 times harder. No pun intended, pause. This is a crazy episode. It makes it 10 times more difficult to fully monetize or be successful in the space. You also got to keep in mind, what does longevity look like in OnlyFans? OnlyFans as a concept is another form of sex work. And sex work, realistically, whether you like it or not, isn't going anywhere. All right. People are going to be having sex. People are going to be selling sex in some form or fashion, one way or another, to you, as long as the internet exists. As even if the internet weren't to exist anymore, they will still find ways to monetize sex, right? But at the same time, what does your legacy look like? What does your future hold? What do you want yourself to be represented on the internet? How do you want to represent yourself on the internet? These are things that you kind of got to consider before you do OnlyFans, because I think a lot of people decide to do it and not realize that they still have a future, especially nowadays when we have women deciding to do OnlyFans at a young age, 18, 19, 20 years old. You still have so much life to live, so many experiences to have. And monetizing on your sexuality, especially at a young age, can be very detrimental to your development as an adult as you grow older. Now, I'm trying not to sound like a PSA, because realistically, I can't tell you what to do with your body or with your time and your efforts. But I'm here to just let you know that if you're doing it for the love of the game, if you decide to do an OnlyFans and create suggestive content because you just love the sport so much, I don't blame you, respectfully. You know what I mean? Do your thing. You know, I wish you the best, 100%. But most people don't look at it like that. Most people look at it as a cash grab. And unfortunately, you got to understand that while money is to be made in the field, with the amount of people more and more coming into the space, it makes it harder. It makes it more difficult for you to be 100% successful, right? So you got to understand that as you grow older, you'll have kids, you'll have a family, your ideologies may change from when you were 18, 19, 20 years old. And because you made those decisions when you were that young, they're going to follow you, especially in this internet era that we're in. So you may find religion at an older age. You may find a partner and get married at an older age. You may have children at an older age. And then those ramifications are going to follow not only you, but the people you associate with. So that will include your partner having to constantly hear and see the different things that you were doing before you met. That could be detrimental to a relationship if they're not, willing to put up with those types of things, right? Your children go to school. Other kids can pull up videos of what you did and when you were younger. And now they are being bullied or being teased or things of that nature because of the decisions that you made when you were young, right? So it's just a lot of mindfulness that you have to kind of put into this to decide whether or not this is something that's really for you. And again, I'm speaking strictly from the standpoint of anybody who wants to get into content creation, just in general, because I don't have an OnlyFans. I want to make sure I say that. I don't have an OnlyFans. I cannot necessarily tell you the ins and outs of OnlyFans directly, but I can tell you for sure that it is definitely no different than trying to succeed in any other content creation space. So even for someone like me, right, I'm not going to disclose numbers in terms of like what I make in general as a videographer or a podcast producer or anything like that. But what I will say is that I make enough money to be at least in the top 5% of all the people that do this. And that sounds like, oh, I'm balling, we hooping. But no, that's how much people don't make doing this. How many people do it that make nothing? That's how saturated the space is. That people are buying cameras on a daily basis, but only so many of us are making money. And out of the people that are making money, the pool of people that are making money, there's only but so many people that can make a living making money off of this. You feel what I'm saying? So like the pool gets even smaller because of that. And again, OnlyFans is the exact same way. So You may think that it's getting saturated. Please believe I be thinking that all the time. Where it's like, okay, everybody got an OnlyFans. Anybody showing cleavage got an OnlyFans. Anybody who feels like they look good in any capacity, anybody who has ever been told that they have a feature of some sort that people will find attractive, they got an OnlyFans. At least that's what it feels like, right? But people say the same thing about podcasting. Everybody got a podcast. Everybody got a mic. Everybody's trying to talk. Everybody's trying to do this, that, and the third. Everybody say the same thing about everybody got a camera. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, you got to understand that, yes, it feels like it's saturated, but it's really not. But at the same time, because you're putting yourself out there sexually, I personally believe that it is more difficult than it is versus being a content creator in any other field. Because being a content creator is just difficult in general. Sustainability in the content creation space, no matter where you at, is tough. So imagine having to do that and then having to live with the psychological ramifications of putting your body on the line for it. Your appearance, your sexuality to the forefront of everything that you do. You feel what I'm saying? So again, this is not a PSA. I'm not here to tell you what you can and can't do. I'm just here to make sure I'm laying out all the options, you know? So you can come to your own conclusions about what it is that you want to do for yourself, but you always want to keep in mind that it's going to take a level of marketing. It's going to take a level of consistency, and it's going to take a lot of mental fortitude for you to be successful in not just content creation, but OnlyFans specifically, right? So you definitely want to keep that in mind. If you have any spiritual leaders that you can rely on, I would have conversations with them first. For one, I will weigh any other options of what else are we doing personally. So if you are thinking about starting an OnlyFans, if you are thinking about putting your sexuality out there for the sake of monetization, just reconsider your options. That's all I'm really asking. Just take some time and think about what else can you be doing with your time, your efforts to make money online. Because honestly, people think that, again, with OnlyFans, but not just that, all content creation, that they don't want to work a job anymore. So they decide, let me create content and then make money off of it. But that's not easy. It's not easy at all. So think about, why is it that you don't want to work a job? Is it because of the specific niche of job that you're looking for? You don't feel qualified. You may not have the willpower to go back to school and re-educate yourself in something. Are these the reasons? Is it because you feel like it's easier to get into OnlyFans because you've been sexual your whole adult life? So monetizing off something that you already do naturally, you feel like will be a lot easier for you? Do you feel like it will take less time or effort? Because it's like, not only do you have to be sexual, but you gotta know angles of recording yourself or having others record you. I don't know collaborations. You gotta really consider like what it is that you're deciding to get into OnlyFans, right? And why is that the point of contention in terms of content creation? And what does it mean to be fluid in your sexuality with or without doing the OnlyFans? Because you can have a healthy sex life. You can be enjoying your sexual partners or your sex life without feeling like you have to promote it or monetize it for the sake of an OnlyFans, right? And you don't necessarily need to put yourself out there and live with that being out there on the internet forever. And you can still enjoy having a healthy sex life. So again, I'm not trying to be prudish. I'm not trying to make this about religion. Like I said, me personally, I can't tell you what to do or not to do with your life in any capacity. I'm just here to give you a full outline of everything that you can consider, right? So consider just the mental aspects of it, because it'll be mentally challenging. Consider the moral aspects of it. Whatever your spiritual practices are, consider your spirituality, especially as well, the effect of what you do in terms of the people you associate with, i.e. your friends, your family, your romantic partners. You also want to consider these things not only for the now when you do it, but in the future after it's done as well. And again, you got to realize that if you're not willing to put the work in to make yourself successful in not only OnlyFans, but in any content creation space, it's never going to happen. So don't think you're going to jump into OnlyFans and then be super successful in 6 months or a year or 2 years. You could have been throwing that thing left, right, and sideways for 5 years and still got to work a job. That's actually crazy. Imagine a world where you was throwing it back for 5 years and you still ain't made enough money to leave that job. You must really love the sport at that point. But again, at that point, why does it need to be on the internet? You feel me? So just knowing the best practices to market yourself, which again, I'm not an expert in that specifically. I can't really tell you how to do that. I will say that sex sells, so promoting your sexuality as confidently as you can on different platforms without getting blocked or getting shadow banned on different places probably be your best bet. Kind of like Twitch streaming. A lot of people who succeed in Twitch streaming, which should probably be in this whole episode, but we should have a whole episode dedicated to that. But a lot of people get people into the Twitch stream by promoting it in different places, like cutting it into clips or, you know, just having funny moments that you can put on YouTube, or the whole videos of the streams on YouTube, TikTok have clips, you know, Instagram have clips, things of that nature, right? And then OnlyFans, I imagine, would be the same way, where you have the core of your content on OnlyFans, and then you could probably post like some less suggestive pictures on like Instagram, or I don't know how it works on TikTok. Maybe just make more censored versions of it on TikTok. Oh yeah, Twitter, X, whatever. That's where all the freaks be at. I don't be on Twitter like that no more. But another place where you can promote what you do, and I feel like I like to believe you'll get some success. But again, you just want to be very mindful of just what it is that you're doing, how you're doing it, and what does it mean for your now, your future, and just the people around you. I'm going to reiterate that a bunch of times. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm not really super savvy in the OnlyFans space. I've never paid for an OnlyFans. Fun fact, you know what I learned about OnlyFans? Most people who buy OnlyFans are old married white men. I'm young, handsome, and dark, so I don't fall within the demographic. And I always be wondering like how, because it makes sense too when you think about it, like who else got money for something like that? Like why would I, you know what I'm saying? Why would people pay for, I'm not, you know what, that's, now we get into a whole nother thing. I don't want to say why would people pay for OnlyFans, because if you're making your money doing it, go crazy. Those are the types of things I don't subscribe to in general. So especially having to pay for it, crazy. Let's not do that. Stop playing. But yeah, that was an interesting thing to find out. And it made so much sense because, you know, obviously they, economically speaking, will be more inclined to spend money on such things. But that's another thing to keep in mind. Like, who is your core demographic in terms of like, it's the same things with content creation. The same things with content creation will be the exact same things with OnlyFans. Who is your niche? Who you're marketing to? How do you market them directly? Meaning, where do you go where they be at? And that's how you bring people in. But again, I'm only speaking from other avenues of content creation business, not necessarily OnlyFans, because I don't do that. If you need somebody to shoot your OnlyFans, I'll refer Javane to you. I'm not doing it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Let me know how you feel about this one in the comments below. We're going to go to break. And when we come back, let's get some trivia. This should be interesting. This video is sponsored by Chop House Media Group. Now listen, podcasting is hard, all right? There's a lot of moving parts to a successful podcast, whether it be the shooting side, the post-production side, the audio mixing and mastering, just having the right strategy and know how to even get this podcast in the right places and getting it into the right positions to get monetized. And that is where Chop House Media Group helps out at. We have coined the phrase, the podcast in the box, where we pretty much facilitate anything and everything that you need to run a successful podcast, between the production, the post-production, the strategy, and the tips and tricks that you need to be 1,000% successful in every single aspect of your podcasting career. Now, if you are interested in being a part of this and making sure that you get your podcast to the next level, whether you are just now starting out your podcast or you are already in the podcasting field but want to take it to another level, be sure to hit the link below and schedule your free consultation with us to make sure that we get your podcast up and going further than you can ever imagine. All right, again, thank you to Chop House Media Group for sponsoring this video. And let's get back to the show. And we're back. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this laptop. I definitely was not looking at no OnlyFans.
He was.
You can, hey, listen, I'll put this up right now. I was, you know what I'm saying? I'll put my search history up against anybody who want it. Who want to go search history for search history? Let's do it.
I mean, let go.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like you locked down, so I feel like your search history shouldn't be that crazy anyway. But I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. Like I said, married white man subscribe to OnlyFans. So
and I matched neither one of those. So
I mean, you don't, but I mean, you still locked in, brother. I don't know what y'all be doing in y'all relationship.
It's
You
whatever.
y'all might. I don't listen, man. Y'all might have to.
First of all, I'm gonna just go ahead and say nobody was gyrating back here. Let's go ahead and get that out the way.
You think I just make that up? All right.
And I'm not shooting no OnlyFans. Don't hit me up for nothing.
I'm gonna put the link in below. I'm gonna send the link to his website.
You will not get a response from me.
I got y'all.
But you know, just so y'all know, the space that Tevin runs right here that we shooting this podcast in, he be shooting stuff in here too.
I don't listen.
Hey,
shout out to our unofficial sponsor. They shoot fire safety products.
Right.
That's why we got the furniture.
Right.
Of any explicit intent here.
Right.
At all.
Right. You ain't got to lie, my brother.
It's not a lie. It's the truth.
Man, look at you, man. You letting the black men down in Black History Month, man. Like, come
first
on,
of all,
bro.
listen.
You lying on the internet like that.
First of all, if any of that is happening, it ain't never when I'm around.
Shoot.
I ain't never seen it. Like I said, we can go search history for history. I can show y'all receipts. What I be on. I'll give y'all this whole laptop. Tell me what you see on there.
Yo.
On, bro, it's name. So now we don't do nothing like that here. And also, I brought it. So we did have somebody mention that and think that we were doing that. And I brought the attention to the person who actually like runs the space for real. And they said that they can't do it because contractually speaking, they can't do it. So like it's in their lease that they can't shoot that type of content here. I didn't know that.
I didn't.
Because when I never even thought of it until shout out to Lauren, she had brought it up when she was a guest on the show. Make sure you check out that episode. She had brought it up. And I was like, dang, like they trying to sublease the space. We might as well see if we can get. Again, I won't be a part of that equation, but because once they subleases, I'm out the equation completely. But
it is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, let's do it, man.
All right, let's just get into this trivia real quick.
Word. 3
easy questions, hopefully, and we'll see who gets the money today.
Let's do it.
Are you ready? You ready?
I didn't remember. Did I even break it down? So today we doing trivia.
Pause.
If you don't know,
we not breaking nothing down around here.
Hey,
not
yo,
for this
come
episode.
on, man.
Not on this episode.
This is how the trivia works. Javaine's gonna give me 3 questions. I'm gonna try and get 2 out of 3 correct. If I get them incorrect, I'm gonna give a cash prize to you in the audience. Just make sure you comment below your favorite moment of the episode. You subscribe to the YouTube channel. And you like this video as well. All right. And today. All right, we're talking OnlyFans. So, all right, now you can go. Let's all right,
boom. So we're just going to kick it off. Number 1, from a business standpoint, what is the primary risk of relying exclusively on a single platform subscription model? A, higher production costs. B, algorithmic suppression. C, platform policy changes affecting income stability. Or D, lower engagement metrics.
D, pause, D.
All right. Do you want me to repeat the?
Nah,
no.
Just let it go.
The answer is actually C. Platform policy changes affecting income stability.
All of them honestly can be correct. Let me start there. For 2, I think that is a good point because OnlyFans did try to switch up, and they switched it right back.
Yeah,
you blink and you missed
never
it.
mind.
They was like, hey, we want to be clean.
And then they were like, actually, just do what you want.
Actually, you know what? When the profit margin started looking different,
yeah,
he was like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, shit.
Hey, that guy who said we want to be clean, he actually got fired yesterday. We need to go ahead and let y'all
just
do what y'all
turn in
gonna
that
do.
resignation letter real quick, my boy.
Yeah, it was a wrap. Yeah, that guy lost his job real quick.
Yeah.
We trying to be wholesome. Nah, it's over with.
It's like, my kids use this. Well, tell them to use something else.
Hey, listen, the gates of hell already open. You can't close that mug, you feel me? But yeah, so I respect it.
All right, bet. So moving on, question number 2. Which metric most accurately reflects financial health for a subscription-based creator business? A, total followers. B, subscriber retention rate, C, daily post volume, or D, comment count?
I want to say B.
B, subscriber retention rate.
Word.
Final answer.
Yes.
That is correct.
All of them too. I don't know about D.
Pause,
The other three. Yeah.
We don't know about the fourth letter, but
word.
All right. All right. We 1 for 1 right now. So last question, just for the money, for somebody, hopefully.
We'll see.
Number 3, what primarily differentiates OnlyFans from ad-based creator platforms like YouTube? A, it relies on creator-driven traffic rather than algorithm-first discovery. B, it is built around subscription-first revenue architecture rather than advertiser. C, it gives creators pricing flexibility and tiered access options. Or the fourth letter, it restricts public content. All right, let me run that back. Fourth letter, it restricts public content visibility behind paywalls. This one a little tricky. I'm not gonna lie, because I had to double check this.
Yeah, because I feel like they all hit though.
Yeah, but it's 2 in there that is like you could go 50-50.
All right, do the question and answer.
All right, so the question is, what primarily differentiates OnlyFans from ad-based creator platforms like YouTube? A, it relies on creator-driven traffic rather than algorithm-first discovery. B, it is built around a subscription-first revenue architecture rather than advertiser CPM. C, it gives creators pricing flexibility and tiered access options. Or D, it restricts public content visibility behind paywalls.
I'm going to say D for the meme. Pause. Final answer.
Final answer. It restricts public content visibility behind paywalls. The answer is actually B for boy.
I really did that one for y'all. I did that for y'all. I think
you just shot from half court.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just because we talking OnlyFans, you gotta make sure to answer D. Pause.
Yeah. Pause.
Honestly, I think that yeah. I mean, all of them can fit that, but OnlyFans definitely is again, there's only but so much you can do. You got to pay up front. They ain't gonna show you nothing.
You ain't getting no. Well, I don't know what you get because I ain't never been on there.
I know for a fact that you can't get nothing for free. At least that I know of, unless they have do they do free?
I don't think so.
There you go. So I'm like, you got to pay up front. You feel me, to get anything?
Yeah, I think when you mention X, aka Twitter, I think that's the only freebie you get. You post a little something on X and try to drive traffic to OnlyFans. That's it.
You know, really anywhere you can even get halfway naked is you trying to drive traffic to
to your site. Yeah. So,
but yeah. All right. Well, this was a fun one. Definitely let me know your favorite moment from the episode so you can win that cash prize. I want to thank y'all so much for joining us again. My name is Tevin El Chapo. Friends call me Chop, Mr. Chapo if you're nasty.
Hey yo,
I'll catch y'all next time.
Hey yo,
peace.
I was just about to say to close out that neither one of us wholesome black men shoot anything OnlyFans wise, but I don't know.
I don't do nothing
after your comment, I'm not
nothing
sure.
Sexual. Nothing sexual.
I'm not sure after your comment, bro.
I'm a
like
good noodle. I don't do none of that. I don't do none of that.
I don't know, bro. Like you,
Jermaine, I told you we can go history for history,
bar for bar, search bar for search bar,
invoices. Come on, man.
Search bar for search bar, my boy.
Come on now. I don't do none of that. So we just playing. These just jokes on the show. You feel what I'm saying? But so much I could talk about OnlyFans. I don't do it. So what? You heard what I talked about. I didn't get into no numbers. I can't tell you the metrics of how much you can make on there. Comment below somebody we can have on OnlyFans who's on OnlyFans be a guest on the show.
That would be kind of cool, actually.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so before we close, one person that I don't know if they were actually showing anything on OnlyFans, but they made a boatload of money on there. I don't know if you saw that thing with what's her name, Ruby Rose,
when she was scamming niggas.
Basically,
I think all of them scamming, but yeah, whoever we can get. If you know somebody who does OnlyFans successfully, let me know. But yeah,
that's it.
That's it. We out. Peace.